I it says this meeting is being live streamed. Good morning, everybody. This is Lisa Baker here at Serendipitous. It is Thursday morning. Woo woo. Now, this morning's live looks a little bit different than you're used to. You're used to me holding my phone, walking around talking. But this morning we have a Facebook Live with Miss Tracy Perks, and she is the owner and founder and designer of, what's the name of your company, Tracy?
Rope and Anchor Trading Co.
There you go. Now, guys, if you don't already know who Tracy is, which you should, because God knows here at Serendipitous, we love us some Tracy. She's not here in the US. Where are you stationed at, Tracy?
I am on the Grand Union Canal in the UK on a narrowboat.
On a narrowboat. Now, a quick little plug for Miss Rona, our traveling quilters. Guys, she has a great video, if you have not already seen it, with her and Tracy on the little boat. I was very jealous, Tracy.
Oh, do you know what? It was the best. It was the best day spending with Rona.
It was so fun. You guys can catch that playback if you need to over on Rona's YouTube channel. You guys know it's Rona the Riveter. You can find her. Steve might even pop something down in the comments. Who knows? Okay, so today we're going to talk all things Tracy. I'm so super excited. Tracy, thank you so much for spending time with us. I say this morning because it's morning for us, but what time is it there?
It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon here.
Oh, you're ready for an afternoon nap.
I really am. I do like a little nana nap in the afternoon. Yes.
I love it. Okay, guys. So we're going to start out saying we're going to go through a lot of Tracy's current patterns, and we're going to hear Tracy's thoughts about her patterns, what made her design that, or whatever floats in her head. That's what we're going to talk about. You know how we are here at Serendipitous. We go with the flow and we keep it fun. So no pressure, Miss Tracy, no pressure. So I'm going to make it easy for you this morning. When did you jump into quilting, and when did you jump into full-time quilt designs and stuff? Give everybody a little bit of background.
Okay, so I started quilting about 11 or 12 years ago now, and my husband was like, "You need to get a hobby." I was working too hard, and I went and bought a sewing machine from somewhere similar to like your Hobby
Hobby
Lobby, is
Lobby.
it? Hobby Lobby. And I bought a like $100 sewing machine, excuse me, and some fat quarters and some scissors and thread. And that was it. And I thought, I'm going to make the best quilt ever. And I didn't know I needed a rotary cutter or a ruler or even what cutting mat was. And I was like, how it's cutting these squares and going, how do people make them match up? It was never gonna work. Um,
I love it.
so
I love it.
yeah. Then time progressed, lots of YouTube videos, went to some workshops, got addicted to buying fabric as well, and all the notions that go with that. And then I started designing, oh, I think about 4 years ago, when people were, because I found it difficult to follow other people's patterns.
Mhm.
So I was uh, designing my own in my graph book and then showing them on Instagram, and people were like, "Where did you get that pattern from?" And the first one being the bumblebee that's behind you. And I decided, do you know what? I'm going to have a go at this as a side hustle to my job
Which
in
was very
HR. I'm
corporate,
a
right?
HR
I was
manager,
going to say, yep, very corporate.
very, very corporate. So I needed that release to go and do something creative because I was a HR manager. And then 2 years ago, I jumped straight into my business, going, right, let's give it a go.
Well, I think you have done amazing. I've only known you for less than a year. It feels like I have known you for 20 years. Absolutely love
Yeah.
me some Tracy. So let's talk real quick about the two that's behind me. We got so lucky here at Serendipitous to have these on loan for just a little bit. It's my understanding, are these two going to Houston to be hung or just going to Houston to
No,
meet you?
they're going to Houston to meet me, and I will bring them back to the UK.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. So with that being said, um, Tracy, you had told me before, and if I think you were on a Quilt Babble live one time with me and Rona. Well, okay, yeah, I
Yeah.
thought so. So if people did not see that, what was the inspiration? You kind of alluded to it, but if someone wants to buy your pattern, what's the frame of mind that you created these patterns? Who did you create these patterns for? Maybe that's the best question.
Initially, for beginner quilters, I mean, all of my patterns at the moment are made up with squares and half square triangles. And if you can make a half square triangle and cut your fabric out straight, you can make any of my patterns. Um, so, and when I was, like I just said earlier on, I don't like too many words. Words jump out at me. So I wanted a pattern that was for the visual learner. So
Mm,
it's got lots of tick boxes in, and there aren't too many words. It's cut, 100 of these and this size, and then you just tick it off. Um, and they're all laid out in a row by row design.
mm-hmm,
So with a key underneath it, again in the colors, and you can just choose, you can just pick up, that's it, yeah. You can just tick off the row when you've sewn it. Because, let's face it, who is going to make a quilt in a day? Cut, sew, a lot. So
yeah,
we don't. And,
absolutely.
we forget where we've got, well, I forget where I've got up to.
Yeah. I will tell you. So I actually was introduced to your pattern before I was physically introduced to you. Because when Rona came back from her trip, you had gave her some patterns to use as giveaways for her book launch and that kind of stuff. And when I got to see them, one, I know you guys can't appreciate, but the size is bigger than normal. The paper quality is absolutely top notch. You can use this as a working document without ripping it, tearing it, beating it up. Uh, the little graphics that you use all around, I don't know, it's just fun. It is just fun, but I do love them. And then you were talking about your tick boxes. I love how on the back of the patterns it has how much fabric do you need, and then you have it, and then you do have the little place where you can check it off and say, hey, I've got that out of my stash, I got that out of my stash. And then it comes down to only need one or two at the quilt shop. You already know what you need. I love, love, love that. Um, and then also I will say, I love that you got your hashtags on these. So if people make your quilt, they can hashtag it. So that's fabulous. I love following the bee. I'm not going to lie. There's tons of people that have made the bee out there, and they're also amazing. So on this one, unfortunately, guys, you're going to have to pop in the shop here at Serendipitous to really appreciate actually both of these quilts. But the fabric choice that you used for the black part of the bee body, it's got that yellow gold running through the black.
Yeah.
It was perfect fabric choice. It's just, I
And,
love it.
and
And
you
then,
know,
go ahead.
sorry, go on.
No, go.
That was some that I had in my stash, and actually I found it again this morning, going, oh, I've still got some of that left.
It was the perfect, we search for the perfect fabric, right? And sometimes we land on it and sometimes we don't. And then sometimes we put something in because we're like, well, this is what we have, or this is what the quilt shop have, but then it turns out to be the perfect fabric, right? That one though was the perfect bee body fabric. Absolutely. But also, when I opened this quilt up, because I've seen this quilt mainly, I've seen this one, right? Not
Yeah.
Actually, I seen this one in person, didn't I? Wasn't it hanging in Houston last year?
No, do you know what? I've probably made about 12 of these quilts now of the bumblebee.
That shows
And
how
I've made
quick
this,
it is.
yeah, yeah. The one that was in Houston was made out of Tilda Basics, and it was absolutely beautiful to put together. I can't remember there's some solids, and then there's a lovely Tilda with tiny little green flowers. It's in their basics range. That's what I made for Houston.
I'm gonna have to go back and look at my pictures from Houston because I think I took a picture of it. But when you shipped me these, or actually, I think they might have went to Checkers first and then to me. But anyway, when I opened it up, I wasn't expecting the cave fabric in the
Ah,
background. That was a lovely pop of surprise. And look, it's so pretty.
well, I did a sew along. It's my first pattern, and I did a sew along in, I think it was May, June 2021.
Uh-huh.
And it's my first sew along. And I got inspired by everybody else. And I was a bit like, why didn't I think of doing a bright background or a pink background? And, why didn't I? And so if you go on my website to my lookbook, there
What's
are
the
lots of
website address?
www.ropeandanchortradingco.com.
Okay.
And I've got a lookbook page where people send me pictures of the quilts they've made, and I'll put it on there with their name and the name of the pattern. And there's lots of bumblebees on there, and some of the backgrounds are just amazing, which gave me
Yeah.
the inspiration to do this bright cave background.
I love it. I want to point out, so in the back of this one, guys, that is the same fabric in all the blocks of the background.
Yeah,
So in this one, you can see, actually, maybe if I turn it this way, Tracy did all these different shades of green. So look how that changes it up. Um, I was thinking, what a good scrap buster also, you know?
absolutely. Yeah, it really is a good scrap buster because you might have lots of different greens and yellows and whites. And when you get whites, and you can never get the same white again. Doesn't matter if it's the same make, the white is never the same. So to use up all your different whites in the wings, you could do white on white, you could do cream. It would look great.
Absolutely. And I will tell you what I was thinking on this. It would be cool to do like the lower half in these greens and the upper half in blues. So it's like the bees fly, with the grass and the sky. I'm just saying,
Yes.
guys, very versatile. But I agree with you, Tracy. A beginner can pick these up, but for the seasoned quilter can pick these up and really whip something out really quick. So I'm going to let the bee rest for a little bit. Let's go to this one. Tell everybody the name of this one.
So this is the Tomte quilt pattern. Or you can call it a gnome or a gonk or a norm, whatever whatever you want to. But I thought Tomte sounded a bit posher than a gnome.
Well,
So
that's the reason I asked you. Okay, what's the name of this one? Because I'm not going to lie. When I first seen your patterns, I was like, what the heck is a tomte?
yeah,
That's
Tomte is the Scandinavian name for a gnome, I think. I mean, people will probably correct me, but yeah. And I've got a Mrs. Tomte that goes
yes.
with the Tomte,
Here's
and she
Mr.
mirrors him.
Yeah, here's Mr. in different colors. This is the pattern itself. And let me find, now that you brought up the Mrs., we don't want them to be separated. So let me find her.
I don't know if I've got one here.
I've got her. I just got to find her. Oh, right here she goes. Okay.
Yeah. And actually, this weekend, I'm running a retreat with my friend Kerry, and it's called Christmas in July. And some people are making the mini Tomte or the mini Mr. Tomte. Or there's one lady, our friend Nettie. Nettie follows Quilt Babble, and so
Yes,
ended
she
to
does.
And Nettie is making the full size Mr. and Mrs. Tomte, and she's going to sew them together. So that quilt will be something like 80 by 60.
I was looking, yeah, because she's 40 by 60 and he's 40 by 60. So yeah, that's gonna be crazy fun. So yeah, definitely you could do a Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus feel here 100%. Now I love that she has the heart.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
cute.
And do you know what? I think if I had time, I would make these up in completely different colorways as well. So you could have a tomte for, spring with lots of greens and, or something like in the Laurie Holt colors with peaches and pinks and greens and mints and those kind of
Yes.
beautiful fabrics. I just don't have the time.
Yeah, you could definitely gnome these up in a million different ways. And I was thinking too, honestly, this heart, um, one would have to look to see what your measurement is for where the heart is. And they could actually take the heart out and put a quilt block, a patchwork traditional quilt block in there. There's tons of things they could put in the place of where that heart is at as well.
Yeah, and the other thing I've got some actually, to add an embellishment, I used chenille it. I don't know if you
Okay,
know Nanette.
that you're talking about for his beard. Is that
Yeah,
what I was going to bring that up, guys? It is not showing up on camera, but there's this 3D. What is it called, Tracy?
it's chenille it by Nanette. I can't remember Nanette's last name. Sorry, Nanette. I absolutely love her product. This is the name of the product. I think you need to get some for the shop.
Is that
Because
available in the US?
yeah, it's a US product.
Oh, okay. I gotta look that up.
And it
It's
comes on this roll. It comes on this roll like this, and it's bias binding, and you stitch it around the edge. So it's brilliant if your points aren't on point around the beard, and you stitch that on top and then pop it in the washing machine and then get it out, dry it, and it will fluff up as it's been washed. It's
it
amazing stuff. I love it.
it is fabulous. When I went to hang that, I was like, how did she do that? And then I was looking that couched it down basically. And I was like, I've never seen that stuff. I've got to ask her. So there you go, guys. It is called Chenille It, and I'm going to be checking that out and getting it in the store for sure. Does she do lots of
Brilliant.
different colors?
Lots of different colors and two different sizes. I think 3/8 and 5/8. That's the 3/8. But that I can't get it now over here anymore. Got a couple of other colors here because I'm packing for retreat. So like there's
Right.
a beige and a brown and got orange and
Did
there's
you
all
say this?
sorts.
Did you say this was the 3/8?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
The other thing I want to point out, guys, that I feel like it's showing up on camera, but in person, so fabulous. Once again, pop in the shop. But I love that you added, excuse me, a little pom pom.
I love pom pom. I absolutely love pom poms. I love adding them to my binding. I machine bind my binding on. I don't like hand sewing. I love the thought of it, but it's not for me. And you can tuck this into your binding as you're going around. Just take your time and add the pom pom trim in, and also rick rack trim. That's one of my favorites as well.
I've done the Rick Rack. I've never done the pom pom, but I do love it. Also want to point out, guys, I know you can't see it from here, but Tracy has her little rope and anchor tag, and on the back it says made on the cut. So super cute, great way to personalize. I love it. Sorry, guys. Don't know why my throat's doing that. Okay, let's move on to a couple other designs. And now, guys, that we've went in detail about these two quilts and how you can embellish them, flip your colors, all of that. The other ones I promise we'll go through much quicker. But we just wanted to point out those things for you. I will say too, actually, before we go on, at the back of Tracy's patterns, she has a color chart. So
Yeah.
talk about that, Tracy.
So I wanted to add in a color your own because not everybody wants to make the same colors that are on the pattern, but also being visual, you can color your own in and follow your own chart then as you're going along row by row. So you don't need to try and remember that red is now green and blue is now yellow, for example.
I thought it was brilliant because I am forever writing out, where, let's say, for instance, in a pattern, it'll say fabric one, red, whatever, and I'm changing it. I'm trying to mark it out, and fabric one is pink, or so. I love that you had the color chart back there for sure. Okay, so let's go on to this one. What inspired you for this one? I
Oh,
see
I wanted
they
to,
slide up.
yeah, I wanted to have some like Halloweeny, Day of the Dead type quilts. I love sugar skulls. I've got a couple of sugar skull tattoos. I can't remember how many. One, two, three sugar skull tattoos myself. And I mean, there's a lot of squares and half square triangles in there, but I wanted something that was going to be fun to make that was also for like, if you're a grandparent or, a grand aunt and you want to be making something for your niece, your nephew, your grandchildren, to have a quilt that is a bit more fun and not too traditional. And
Yes.
there's some traditional blocks in that quilt, but again, they're all done row by row.
Yeah, absolutely. I also want to point out, I didn't mention it before, but every time I get ready to do a project, I do a fabric swatch page and, snip my fabric, do a little dab of glue, stick it on there. I love, once again, we talked about the niceness of the paper of this pattern, but Tracy has created right where you can do your fabric swatch right inside your pattern, guys. It is fabulous. Fabulous.
Well, you said
That's just
about
really
the
cute.
doodles. Yeah, thank you. You said about the doodles and the way it's written and the paper quality. I just wanted to have something. When you're making a pattern, you're normally working with it for a long time. So I wanted the pattern to be as interesting as the quilt that you're going to make.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Okay, I'm gonna flip to two. They don't have anything in common except for they both start with an S, but they're both fabulous for different reasons. So here we have the stag and the spider.
The stag was the second one I think that I designed. It took me a little while to get the pattern right. And then the spider is a more recent one, which again is proving more popular in the States. And I don't know whether that's because of Halloween or the film Wednesday, or I'm not sure.
Black Widow spider. I absolutely love, love, love. If I had a girlfriend that was getting a divorce and I wanted to make her a quilt, I would make her a Black Widow spider.
Really?
Put them out of the misery. There's just so much fun with this as Black Widow spider. But yes, in the US, we love some Halloween. People make Halloween quilts, but this one, I will tell you, back many moons. I'm showing my age for sure. But Laverne and Shirley, did you ever watch the show Laverne and Shirley? So
No.
Laverne and Shirley, it was a show about these two young girls that was out living on their own, and it was back during the sock hop days, right? Poodle skirts and all of that.
Oh
Anyway,
yeah.
they lived in Milwaukee, and speakeasies, I think what they call, or no, anyway, where they would go and they would do these poems and people would sit there and just snap, man. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm so unhip. I don't even know the right words. And if Steve is watching this, he is probably in there dying laughing and rolling his eyes of embarrassment that his sister's even bringing this up. But in one of the episodes, they were becoming a member of the Angora something, but it's a spider. And that is the first thing I thought about. It was that big woolly black spider. When I seen this, I was like, so that club could have had this quilt, is my point, Tracy. There's lots of reasons to have a black widow spider.
Excellent.
This one, I had to chuckle about the color choice on this, because to me, this was very feminine. It looks like a hot pink, a red, maybe.
It's an Alison Glass. My husband was like, "Why are you making it in those colours?" I was like, "Well, you can make it in wherever you want." So, but if you turn it around on the back,
Yep.
now that's an Alison Glass.
It's like rainbow. Uh-oh, Tracy is froze on us. She'll pop back. Guys, when I was thinking about this, my son, he used to love to deer hunt and all of that. Change this up to some camo colors and he would be all about this quilt. Oh, come on, Miss Tracy, come back to us. We're going to keep moving, even though Tracy's frozen. I know she will come back to us. Okay, so let's see what's next. Let's talk about these two. So she has Tulip Bloom. This one is really cute. This one is a wall, well, no, I sort of say a wall hanging. I'm lying. This one is 56 by 56. Oh, we totally lost her. She'll pop back in, no worries. So this is Tulip Bloom. And like I said, this one is a 56 by 56. Here is what I consider a sister pattern to it. This one is called Thistle Whispers. And this one is also a 56 by 56. So these are very much more traditional in my thought process, because I can remember older quilts having the blocks that were kind of this pattern. So these are really cute. Once again, you can color them the way you want. See, she's missing all of the goods, right? So let's go to this one. This one is called the Spring Quilt. It's done in a couple of different colors of pinks. I don't know if you can see, but you can see the contrasting there. Here she comes back. She's coming back in. Give her just a second. So this one, of course, once again, you've got where you can color it and then flip. Tracy, we were moving on without you. We were worried.
Sorry, my signal is not good living on a boat.
That's okay. What I was showing right as you were popping out and left, I was talking to them about these two sister quilts, is what I consider them, the Thistle Whisper and the Tulip, and how these have a more traditional feel to them, on these
Yeah,
two.
yeah, absolutely. And there's another one, the cornflower as well. And they're all made with big squares. I can't remember what size, 4 inch, I think. So it's such a quick and easy one to pull together. Especially if you're an
Yeah.
experienced quilter and you want a quick project.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and guys, the one that she added to the mix, because I had only pulled these two, this one also is a 56 by 56. So all three of these are the same size. And I was just looking. Interesting. Anyway, on all of these, you only need just a few different colors of fabric, so fabulous. I love these. So what we had moved on to next, Tracy, right as you were popping back, was these two. So talk about these.
Oh, so I called them the spring quilt and the in pieces quilt. We made them at the same time. My sister-in-law and I made them. We went away to a cottage beginning of January, and that was interesting working together and both making similar quilts but very differently.
Yeah.
So the spring quilt, I called it that, but this weekend a couple of the ladies are making that in Christmas fabrics.
I can
So
see that. That's what I was saying. Both of these only require 3 different fabrics to make. You could change it
yeah.
up however you want. It's fabulous.
And the in pieces one, there will be a sew along for in Christmas Christmas fabrics with pieces with another quilter in the States. She's going to be making that up in August. So if you wanted
Can
to
you
get your
release
pattern
her
from,
name or is it a secret?
oh no, yeah, it's come out today. So it's Stephanie Theodore from Stephanie Stitches. She's got a YouTube channel. She knows you, Lisa. So woo-hoo! Stephanie is lovely, and she's going to do the sew along on the 24th of August. So if you wanted to join in with that, it will all be live on YouTube.
Awesome. Awesome. Tracy, maybe later today, if you get a chance, pop her information in the comments of this, just so people can find her if they're interested in that, for sure. I think that's fabulous. So there's the look at those guys. And like I said, on all her patterns, you've got the color charts. Though Tracy only used 3 different fabrics here and 3 different fabrics here, you could use more. You got a color chart, mix and match, and make it your own for sure. Okay, now I'm going to one that I am dying to hear. What was the thought process behind this design?
Oh, the robot. Do you know what? The robot is it's a sad little fella. He's not my most popular pattern, but I wanted to make a little robot that for my nephew. And do you know what? He wanted a scrappy quilt instead.
Ah,
Seriously, I've designed this quilt pattern for you.
when I seen this, I giggled and I was like, what? And then I said, okay, I guarantee you she has designed this for a nephew or a niece.
He needs a wife.
Yeah.
Oh, Steve just popped in the room, Tracy, and he says that Mr. Robot needs a wife.
Okay. Look at Mrs. Robot.
Yeah, it's Mrs. Robot. Well, okay, here I am back at the old life. But if you remember on the Jetsons, didn't they have a robot maid? I can't remember. Do you know who the Jetsons is?
Yes, I've heard of them.
Yeah, was Rosie the name of the robot maid?
Don't know.
Oh my God, I love the Jetsons. Every now and again, I'll just play the Jetsons theme song so I can hear him go, my boy Elroy. Anyway, Steve is right. You need a female robot. We're just adding
Do you know what? That's a small quilt could be made for like a new baby, a lap quilt that not a lap quilt, but a throw that you're going to chuck on the floor and put the baby on.
Thank you for saying that. This one, guys, is a 40 by 44. And we didn't say the size of Mr. Tomte. Is he a 40 by 40? No, he's a 40
It's a
by
40 by 60. And some of my patterns are only 40, 41, 42. So you could just use one width of fabric. You're not having to piece, especially if you're a new quilter and you don't want to have to piece back in.
Right, right. Okay, the next 2 are different, but in the same family. So I'm pulling them out together.
Oh, the moth and the butterfly. The moth was my third quilt. Lift it up a bit. That's it. I did it in sort of more traditional browns, but would look beautiful in oranges as well. And the
Yes.
butterfly is a lot bigger. And there's lots of different, you've got your pinwheel in there, you've got flying geese. There's all sorts of different little quilt blocks, but they're all done in row by row.
Yeah, absolutely adorable. Yeah, this one here, to bling bling this one up, like maybe with some Cafe or tulip fabric, Anna Marie Horner, any of those wow and pizzazz fabric, turn this moth into a beautiful butterfly for sure. And then this one is cute because I think this ups some skill levels in this because you do have the blocks that are forming.
Yeah, but it's all squares and half square triangles. It's just a little bit more, you just got to concentrate a little bit more, and it is a lot bigger. But that would look beautiful in bright blues or bright oranges, your blue
Right.
butterflies that you get.
Okay, now I've got 2 more that has nothing to do with each other than the fact they're animals, but I'm pairing them together. So here we go.
Oh, the sea turtle and the darling bug. the sea turtle took me ages to get right. I couldn't get the right fabrics. And then I got those lovely ones. They're linen texture by Makawa, Andover fabrics. And I managed to find the right ones. I made it up once and it just looked terrible. And I shelved it for well over a year. And then the darling bug, again, for little ones, I've got another bug that I'm working on. It's like a ladybug that probably will be out next year now. But I
I was
quite
getting
like
ready
the
to
little
ask
bugs.
about the ladybug. Yeah.
Yeah, the pattern's been written and is on the side for ages, like 2 years, but I just haven't got around to finishing it.
Well, it looks like you've been busy, so it's understandable. Guys, on this, the Darlin Bug is a 46 by 56. And then the sea turtle is a 56 by 60. So super cute. This one, if my shop was closer to the beach, I think this would be fabulous. Or even like a lake. And you can color your turtle any way you want. Make him a ninja turtle. That would be
Yeah.
fun. Okay, so one of my favorites.
Do you know what? The giraffe. Everybody loves the giraffe. Yeah, it's one of the most popular ones. Yeah. Couldn't get the right
He's
fabrics.
he's so stinking cute. That
Yeah.
neck is adorable. This one would be fun to embellish. So fun to
Yeah.
embellish. His patches,
Um,
you could put a little suede on him or something.
oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Or you,
make your quilt as instructed, but then go back and maybe applique a couple little suede patches. You could do a little 3D on the grass. I don't know. I think he would be fun to play with for sure.
yeah, absolutely. And again, that is width of fabric, no piecing on the back. Um,
Yeah,
so
42 by 60. Fabulous. I need you to give him a name. He's so cute. He needs a name.
perhaps
Okay.
we should run a competition.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm bringing the bee back out just because I want people to see and compare. See the background in the two of these. So this one, tell me about the hair.
The hair, oh, that's such a simple pattern and a quick pattern if you've been sewing for a while. Um, it's um it's two different colors. So you've got your background, and I've used a beige. And again, around that, I've used the chenille.
Yep.
Um, you can see on the picture just to make the edge of the hair all nice and furry. Yeah, there we
That's why I
go.
was trying to get up close. As soon as I seen it, I was like, oh, she nailed it.
Yeah, actually, no. And if you go on the lookbook again, there's a lady that's made it with like lavender background, like a greys, but a grey pink with lavender background. It looks beautiful.
Wow, absolutely love. Okay. And this is your latest release, if I remember correctly, correct?
No, I've got one more.
Oh,
Yes,
yes, I'm
I think
saving. Yeah, don't mention the other one. I'm saving
no.
that one. Yeah, no, don't mention. I'm saving that to last because I'm obsessed. Okay. This is a newer release, though.
Yeah, Rona made this on retreat. So if you follow Rona the Riveter, then she made this on retreat as a quick make. And it is a really quick make. It's really big squares. And I think she used some cave for the white. Um,
I feel like
she
she
sort of
did.
reversed it. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a big cave fan. So, but I think you are right. I think she did. Yeah. Anyway, guys, this one is called Infinity Squared, and the size of it is a 60 by 60. Once again, since you have the color chart, you could make this any way you want. Tracy's used three fabrics. Yeah, she used a black, a white, and a gray, but you can color this and really change out that color, which I think would be cute with each movement, like do a rainbow effect.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you wanted to make it a little bit bigger, you could add an extra row of across the top and down the sides to make it 10 inches bigger, 70 by
Yeah,
70.
I think it's fabulous for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to bring three patterns out together because you can't just see one, you have to see all three together. These are fabulous.
The campfire collection. So they are named after my favorite places to camp in Scotland, because I love Scotland. And when I'm in camp, I don't mean in a tent anymore. I'm too old for that. I mean in the motorhomes, they're similar to a very small RV that you guys may have. The Glencoe, the one on the right, is again made up with big squares. So if you want something quick. Oh, and Melissa from Osage Hills, our favorite retreat center, has
Yes.
made the Glencoe.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yeah, and for her area, definitely I can see these, because they have that southwestern feel to them for sure.
Yeah,
But
they're all squares, half square triangles, easy makes.
this one is showing only 3 fabrics, this one is showing 4 fabrics, and this one is showing 4 fabrics. Once again, I know y'all are sick of hearing us say it, but you can color it up and change it however you want.
Can I just tell a very quick funny story about these?
Please, we love stories.
So we went away with our friends, Lynn and Leanne, and me and Brian, and 3 dogs. We went away beginning of January to a country cottage that you can see the garden there. And I took the quilts with me. I'm always trying to get photo shoots. And this place, it's like a landmark trust, and it's in the middle of a forest. And I was like, right, guys, come on, the sun's shining. Let's get outside. You can hold up the quilts and I'll take pictures. And then I don't know which one it was, but said, let's just go running around the forest with them. And I've got a cute little video on YouTube that I've speeded up, and they are running around the forest, falling over, cowboy hats coming off, and it's
I
just
haven't
great
seen
fun.
that.
Oh,
I
okay.
haven't
I'll
seen
I'll
it. I
send
gotta go
it to
look
you.
for it. Yes,
Yeah,
please. That sounds fun. I do know these have been extremely popular.
yeah.
Extremely
They're
popular.
popular over here. They're a nice size as well.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Glad you said that. They're all three a 60 by 60, guys. Nice size.
Yeah.
Okay, and the last one we have to show today, and guys, we appreciate y'all sticking with us and hanging out with us and talking all things Tracy Perk, Rope and Anchor Company out of the UK. But this one, I said before the B was going to be my first one that I make, but I have changed my mind and lied. This one is going to be the first one I make. It is a 55 by 55. Everybody will know as soon as I show it why it's my favorite. Ding, ding.
The Wicked Witch's hat quilt. Well, when I said to you about making it, you were like, do a lime green background. I was like, oh, okay. So that's a bright lime green batik that I've used, and I did a dark green hat, especially for you. Not, I'm not saying that you're a wicked witch, Lisa, because
Oh,
you're
I
not.
am. So when I seen this, I was like, wicked. I love, you all know I love everything Wizard of Oz. And my second love is the Wicked play. Absolutely love. So yeah, Tracy, the bee's getting bumped down on my list of things I need to make. This one is coming up to the top. Absolutely love it. I don't know if you guys can see, but the binding choice, the
So
black
it's
and
a
white.
little black and white stripe. I didn't know what to do, and I love seeing quilts with stripes, and I've never really done binding with stripes. And I thought, oh, do you know what? I think it will work, and I'm really pleased with it.
But her socks, hello, is
Of
black and white stripes.
Do you know what? I hadn't thought about that.
What am I going to do with you people? Always think Wizard of Oz first, Wizard of Oz, in everything you do in life. How can I apply Wizard of Oz?
Have you got the table runner there?
No, and that's what I was gonna say. I know I was gonna tell everybody, I know you have a table runner, Halloween table runner coming out. Oh, she's up and going. That means she has one.
I
I've
don't have one, but
you do?
no, but in the middle, I have some witches' boots.
Oh my God, I love that bag.
So I split the pattern up. So at the minute, you can only get the witch's hat and the table runner from Serendipitous, anywhere printed in the whole world. They are the only ones to have it at the moment. And as Lisa would say, and you could buy the Halloween table runner and break it down. And I made this bag. It's the same on each side, nicely lined.
Oh my
You could
God.
make cushion covers with a little witch's hat. There's some pumpkins on there. So that's another fun little project that you could actually split into little things to make.
I love taking a quilt pattern and having multiple uses for it. Absolutely. So I have seen her table runner. Steve probably, I don't know why I don't have one, but just like Tracy said, every pattern you've seen today, you can get here in the shop, but you also can get it on sewendipitous.com. It's SEWENDIPITOUS if you're here in the US. And of course, you can go to Tracy's site to get them in the UK. What's your website again, Tracy?
www.ropeandanchorco. No, rope and I've forgotten my own name. ropeandanchortradingco.com.
I was getting ready to say, let me help you out.
Help me out, Lisa.
I know. Well, like I said, I'm sure Steve's going to pop links down in the comments and everything. Tracy, I absolutely love spending time with you. I feel like this morning we've been a little more boom, 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 not as cut up as we normally are, joking. But there was a lot of patterns that I wanted to get through and I wanted everybody to see them because I absolutely love how you design, how you think of the end user. And once again, whether you're a beginner or a seasoned quilter, these are all fabulous. Thank you for your talent.
Oh, thank you so much, Lisa. And I was so pleased to, I basically bowled you over, didn't I, when I saw you at Quilt Market because I'd seen you online and I thought that you'd know who I was. And I just came bounding over to you, going, "You're Lisa from Serendipitous," and that's where it started.
It did. It was fabulous. It was absolutely fabulous. I think I hadn't even been out on the floor for 5 minutes. And here come Tracy. And it was funny because you were following us on social media and you were commenting, hitting like and stuff. And I was like, who is this? And then it dawned on me, oh, this is Tracy that Rona keeps telling me about. And then right before market, you had commented, hey, I'm going to be at market. I'm going to look you up. And I was like, oh, that'd be cool. But in my heart, I was like, we're never going to find each other because it's a sea of people. And it was truly just divine intervention of there was no one even in the halls around us. And here you and I both came just perfect on the first day. And then after that, we
Yeah,
were fast friends having breakfast together and
yeah.
lunch and meeting up for all the quilty conversation. It was great.
It was great. It was great. And one of the best things that's happened to me is meeting you and then meeting Steve. So
Oh.
thank you.
Well, we absolutely love you. Guys, if you are not local and you would love for your quilt shops, your local quilt shop to carry Tracy's patterns and stuff, definitely go in and talk to them because Tracy, you're with several distributors here in the US now, correct?
Yeah, I'm with Checker, United Notions Moda, EE Shink and Brewer.
It's not printed correctly,
Oh,
but I can see that.
so Steve just brought me and he's like, it's not printed correctly, but I printed something quick just so you guys can see. So here's a picture of the table runner.
Yeah, so that's a 4-pager. It's in the middle, it's got row by row, and there we go. Yeah, and you could break that down easily into some really nice, placemats or you know, cushion covers, whatever you want. So yeah, thank you, Steve.
I love the patchwork that you did, mixing, matching the fabric and the pumpkins. It's
Oh,
real
yeah,
cute.
another great stash buster.
And
Oh, and the
pom-pom,
pom-pom trim around the edge. Yeah.
pom-poms. And I will tell you that picture of that being taken in the fall, makes me, I'm wishing for the fall weather because it's been so hot and humid here. I'm already over it. So this
Yeah.
picture is making me like want some pumpkin spice something. I don't know.
When we get to Houston.
Yes, yes, yes. So we definitely will be back in Houston, the Lord's will, in October. And guys, of course, Tracy and I will probably do some kind of quick live while we're there. And this is not the last that you guys have seen of Tracy Perks here at Serendipitous for sure. I'm trying to convince her to come over and teach a class and do a trunk show in person and all the fun things.
We are going to work on that, definitely. Yes.
Okay, guys, just want to say thank you for tuning in. You know how to find Tracy, you know how to find me, but more importantly, find Tracy's patterns on serendipitous.com. Thank you so much for tuning in, all the hearts, the thumbs up, the shares. If you have questions for Tracy, put them in the comments. Tracy will get to them. Well, I started to say she's always pretty prompt on Facebook, but you're having a retreat tomorrow, right?
Yeah, a retreat, Christmas in July retreat at an old manor house, and it's going to be amazing. So I will try my best. But thank
Yeah, give
you
her,
very much, and thank you.
yeah, give her some grace, but she will respond. She'll be tied up at the retreat, but we can't hold that against her. We're just jealous that we're not there for sure. Guys, thank you so much. That is it for Lisa at Serendipitous and Tracy Perks with Rope and Anchor Quilting Company. Have a great day. And remember, at Serendipitous, it's unexpected happiness found in every stitch. Be blessed, guys. Have a good one. Now,